for the elections. It's PDP. Whatever you do, they will find a reason to say they are not ready. The nation can't wait for people who know they are going to lose an election. They don't like the percentages of collection of PVCs. They don't like the card reader. They don't like everything about the elections. And yet they were part of the parties that signed off on the PVC. It's a PDP government that approved the funding of the card reader and the PVCs. It's a PDP government that kept abreast all the arrangements of INEC. PDP signed off on the card reader and the PVCs. PDP has been part of all the meetings and the consultations between INEC and the political parties. They just suddenly woke up, realized that if you hold these elections either on the 14th of February or even 28th of March, they will lose an election. And so they'll keep looking for one reason or the other. And the nation is not fooled. We know. We are ready. The nation is ready.
All right, Dr. Ahmed, if I could chip in there, I mean, there are those who have spoken about the nature of the field test. They also suggest that when the CBN came up with the testing for the ATM and the cashless policy, it was in phases. It wasn't in one fell swoop. This is a general election, a key one at that. They think that the Commission should have done this with a by-election and not a general election. They think a general election is too sensitive for us to try this out at the first instance.
There's a trick in this kind of argument. The card reader performs many functions. If the card reader has been found wanting in terms of the rate of verification by biometrics, that represents only a small percentage. INEC has admitted that it has problems with the biometric percentages. It says it will go back and look at what causes the problems and it will fix it. In any case, INEC had anticipated this and had created fallback positions for eventual problems with biometrics. Every other function of the card reader works. So it's been tested before. Nobody is rolling out new technology or new systems now. PDP was part of the testing. A long time ago, INEC rolled out this system, took all the political parties into confidence, said, look, this is what we're going to put out for the elections. PDP said they were comfortable with it. So, listen, the thing about it is that the card reader and the PVC are simple technology that will stop substantial amount of the rigging that PDP is used to. And the only people who are complaining, the international community is happy with the card reader and the PVC. All the parties, except the ones that PDP lines up behind it as cheerleaders, are happy with the card reader and the PVC. Nigerians are happy with it. Nobody is finding fault with the card reader or the PVC except the PDP. So we now know who exactly is running away from credible elections.
And then the other thing is, he also spoke about the margin of error. He says for now, the margin of error is huge for them. It's not even negligible. What do we do with the percentage of those who have not been able to collect the PVCs owing to no fault of theirs?
There is always going to be PVCs that will not be collected. Always. No matter how long. Even if you give 5 years to Nigerians to collect their PVCs, there will be people. People have died, people have moved away, people have lost interest. There are many reasons why people will not collect PVCs. You cannot stop an election simply because there are PVCs out there. All you need to do is to prove that INEC and everybody else, including PDP if they are interested, have mobilized people to go and collect their PVCs. Now, what is going to satisfy PDP? 100% collection rate for PVCs? That is never going to be possible. It's never going to be on the card. So what is their threshold for satisfaction? It doesn't exist. They don't want the election on 28th of March. And so that they will find every reason to say they don't want, they are not satisfied. Look, 68 million people registered. 67 so far have collected their PVCs. What percentage is that? I think that, you know, Nigerians should commend INEC and everybody else who has helped in mobilizing people to collect this card and just move away from this crybaby approach of the PDP. They want the kind of elections they rigged all these years. That is what they want. They don't want the improvement which PVC and card reader have introduced. They don't want the elections to be held in March 28th and April 14th because they know they will lose, April 12th because they know they will lose. Nothing will satisfy them.
All right, the other thing is, actually it's a little over 55 million that have collected their PVCs out of 68, over 68 that have registered. Are you bothered about the court cases at the moment? It could swing anyway.
Yeah, and that will be for the courts to decide. That's if any Nigerian peers aggrieved that they have not collected their cards, they are free to explore that option and go to court. As far as we're concerned, if 55 million people have collected their cards, what you really need to do is to ask why are the other cards not being collected? And I assure you, no one will ever give you a complete and satisfactory answer. Like I said, there will always be cards that will remain uncollected. So you have to draw a line. In any case, look, the law says there must be an election before 30 days before the expiration of the life of this administration. We have now set March 28th. What is the point of arguing? 80%, 85% collection of PVCs, you must have an election. So what are we arguing about? The only thing that will satisfy PDP is no elections at all. And that will not be possible.
Well, actually, they said they don't mind usage of the card readers, but they don't want anyone to be disenfranchised. That's the argument, at least lately.
I don't know if Udenta made that argument about the card. They don't want the use of the card reader. Look, I attended a meeting last week. INEC and political parties. INEC consistently demanded, PDP consistently demanded INEC withdraws the use of the card reader. In spite of the fact that it is supported and backed by the law, in spite of the fact that it has performed 95% of its functions, in spite of assurances from INEC that it will correct those lapses, and in spite of the fact that even where the biometric verification fails, INEC has a fallback position. So what is going to be, what will we do to satisfy PDP? PDP is only one party in this country. Okay, so they've ruled this country for 16 years. Their time is up. They know they're going, and they don't want to go.
All right, thank you, Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed. We have to go this segment. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today, Hakeem Baba Ahmed, a member of the APC. Well, let's go over now to our correspondent from Kwara, who's also Hakeem, bringing us up to speed what's happening where he is. Hello, Hakeem. Any talk about preparedness for the elections in Kwara?
Thank you, Chamberlain. The campaign in Kwara could be described as interesting and tense, in the sense that the three political parties, namely PDP, APC, and Labour Party, have been trying to avoid each other in their campaign route. While presently the APC is campaigning and that's at the Kwara North Senatorial District, the PDP is currently at Kwara South, while the candidate of Labour Party, talking about Dr. Michael Omotosho, is currently campaigning at Kwara Central, especially at the rural communities. That's where the three communities, the three parties are focused presently. And it has been very interesting, no problem. And even presently, I was speaking with the state PPRO today, and they said the state commissioner of police has warned that any political party that tries to involve in any crisis will be dealt with according to the law.
All right, Hakeem.
And today, we're talking about politics. Today, the wife of the APC presidential candidate, talking about Aisha Buhari, was in Kwara State. And she tried to talk to the women on the need for them to really know the logo of APC strategy.
All right, Hakeem. We'll have to let it go there. Thank you very much indeed. Our correspondent Hakeem speaking to us from Kwara State. Well, that's the show today. We thank you all for watching and then for letting us be a part of your day today. We thank all our guests, Udenta, a member of the BDP, and Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed, both also a member of the APC, both joining us from Abuja. Well, that's it today. Thank you for watching. From all of us here today, I'm Chamberlain Uso. Good night.